friends, welcome back to our summer scale challenge. This is week 2 and you're on level 2. You're studying 1 octave scales. Last week we covered C major and A harmonic minor. If you need a refresher or you haven't done those yet, feel free to go back and watch that video before you do this week's. This week's week 2, we're studying G major and E harmonic minor. Let's get started. Okay, last week we discovered the formula for a major scale in 1 octave. We're going to take that formula and transfer it to G major. So, if we wanted to build a major scale starting on G, remember the formula is whole, whole, half, whole, whole. We need a whole step here. That brings us to F sharp, and then a half step back to G. So G major is our first major scale that we've learned so far with the black key in it. That's whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. In your right hand, you're going to use the same fingering as your other major scales that you've tried so far. 1, 2, 3, cross under, 1, 2, 3, finger 4, plays the F sharp, and back to 5. All the way down to your thumb, cross on 3. Your left hand will look like this. The goal is to play your hands together nice and steadily, fast or slow, it doesn't matter as long as it's steady. The challenge here in this scale can be reaching for the F sharp. A lot of times we tend to play on the outside of the keys and then reach in when we need a black key. But one of the goals of this scale challenge is to get comfortable playing with all different terrains. So I like to start with my hands a little bit in the keys, and then if I need to, still move a little diagonally toward that F sharp. So it's not a last minute shift, it's just one complete motion. If you want, you can end with the G major chord. Okay, let's go to E minor now. If you remember, every major scale has a relative minor, and that means that it shares the same notes. We just begin and end on a different key, and if we keep those notes from the major scale and transfer them, we will get a minor scale. So, if we start on E, the formula for a natural minor scale was whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole, right? So this F sharp that we had in G major follows us here to E minor. An E natural minor scale is going to look like this. But of course, we are adding the raised 7th to learn the harmonic, or the most useful form of the scale. So let's go ahead and count to the 7th note and add that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be D. We reach for D sharp. Shift your weight to that note and end on E. All the way from D sharp to C. In 1 octave will look like this. In E minor, there's a couple technique challenges that you might encounter. First, the left hand is starting with finger 5 and then shifting immediately to F sharp with finger 4. These fingers have a hard time with their independence. They kind of feel a little bit weaker, right? So if you help them out by dropping into that first note a little bit more with your arm weight, perching your finger and dropping in with your arm weight and then shifting to that second note or the F sharp, you'll get a little more traction there. So try that a few times in your left hand and then try your hands together. See if they feel a little bit better. Okay, so hopefully you have what you need to go off and practice. Before you do, if you found this video helpful, will you please press that like button? I want to know if this content is relevant and if it's helpful to you. And the more likes I see, the more I'll know I'm going in the right direction. If you have any comments or suggestions about how I'm delivering the information, if there's anything that I can go into further detail on, or if you need a little bit more of a challenge, please let me know that too in the comments. I want to make sure that this channel is relevant to you and your piano journey. All right, go practice. Come back and let us know how you did, and we will cheer you on, and I hope you enjoy the music in your home this week.